Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe, and welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I'm back in the saddle after, as you all know, this last Friday, my beautiful wife and I were at an undisclosed location, getting a little bit of personal growth in, doing our thing, you know, and it's good to be back home. Going to spend the 4th with our children and, try not to blow ourselves up here with some of these fireworks they sell in Florida. Pray for us. All right, my friends. Well, we've got a returning guest. You know, I always say, hey, come back and see us. Well, if you've watched the show for any amount of time, you know that we've actually had people come back and see us again. And this morning is no different. We're going to be talking to Sean, and he's going to be talking about this as well as other things. Doing this one thing transformed his business in 4 months. Lot to learn. Sean, welcome to the show, brother. Welcome back.
How's it going? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Good to be back.
Good. How are you, dude?
I am on cloud nine, man. I got no complaints on my end.
Tell us why.
Oh, life has changed, brother. Life has changed. I think, okay, so look, I'm gonna get real already. We're gonna start off that way. When I talked to you last time,
Let's jump in the deep end, dude.
I think I was just finishing my first month with you last time I talked. And that was when I was working that job that was just like killing me from the inside. My wife's father was currently on his deathbed.
Mm.
Um, I was seeing mental health experts and a psychiatrist during that time too, because of everything that was going on with work, family, all these issues. And so when I saw you, it was kind of at that very, very beginning stages where like this thing could possibly change things of all the crap that's going on in my life right now. And man, life has changed. That was 4 months ago. As of 2 days ago, that was 4 months on the dot.
Mm.
And I was able to quit my job by the second month.
Mm.
Unfortunately, my wife's father did end up passing away very, very unexpectedly, but
Uh,
it allowed me to be here
right.
for my wife and for my kid and for her mom, which I would never have been able to do with a previous job.
Right.
It's allowed us to cut ties with California because the only reason I was staying here was because I was doing my apprenticeship.
Mm.
So we're actually in escrow right now for our house. We're going to move to Colorado. Um, it allowed me to get a job offer in Colorado, which was unexpected, which leaving the 9 to 5, it allowed me to still do this because they got in touch with me through this, seeing this, and they offered me a very lucrative position that doesn't take away from what I'm doing here. So it was just like, holy crap, man. Life has absolutely done a 180. Mental health wise, I'm like on a better road than I've ever been in my entire life. My marriage is awesome. My relationship with my kid is through the roof. I have too much time with my kid, like too much. I'm handing them off to my wife. Um, no, I have no complaints. No complaints. I'm helping people left and right now. It's just insane. Like so crazy. Yeah.
Let me unmute myself. That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
It's a testament to how fast we can change our life. I was scrolling Facebook the other day, just checking out a few of my friends yeah, I'm real. You talked about mental health, and I got to be careful with too much scrolling and too
Hmm.
much personal posting on social media because that can affect my mental health. That's
Yeah.
why I mainly only do business stuff on the internet, and I don't try to impress friends and family, and why I
Yeah.
don't really make posts for friends and family and people who are not business related, or because that can mess with my mental health. Um, and just be a huge distraction for what, to show everybody what I'm doing, what I'm up to, so I can keep up with the Joneses. On No, who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm happier, and I make way more money when I don't focus on making social media posts for friends and family and people that I'm not doing business with. But what I was actually going to say was that one of my friends, Eric Worre, had a huge, health transformation. He's an older guy,
Mm,
so it was pretty impressive, and I was really happy for him and proud of him of what he did in 6 months for himself, because he's always, as long as I've ever known him, been a chubby guy, been an overweight
mm,
guy, and adorable, adoring. Everybody adores him. I mean, he's a lovely guy. But he
mm.
wanted to lose weight and so forth, and he did all that in 6 months. That was just a couple of weeks ago. And now you here this morning talking about things changing so fast in 6 months. Did you ever believe that was possible?
No, look, I always tell people too when they reach out to me was the goal was never to leave my job. The goal was never to make five figures or anything like that. My goal was very simple of I I already plan on mentally being in that job till retirement. My goal was to simply say, can I get to retirement quicker? Can
Mhm.
this help me get to retirement quicker? And I think because I didn't put so much stress on saying like this has to be my way out,
Right.
I think it allowed me to really enjoy the process and
Mm.
learn about it and educate myself. And $200 to $500 extra a month was like more than enough for me. I was like, if I could do that with 1 hour a day, because I was killing myself doing the 16-hour,
Yeah.
24-hour shifts. I was like, if I can do that in 1 hour a day, $500 in 1 hour, I could do that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not even like, no, I would have never thought what was possible now within 1 hour. Like I'll be completely honest. When I kept on seeing people say I make this much in an hour to 2 hours a day, I was just like, you're lying. You're doing 8 hours or 10 hours. Realistically, 1 hour is going to give me this. But now that I'm in it and I'm literally doing 1 to 2 to 3 hours max a day, and I'm making stupid amounts. I'm just like, wow. Okay, you couldn't pay me $30,000 to think that I would do a $30,000 month, but I just did. And I
Yeah.
didn't, I don't work
Congrats.
nearly as much as I do. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I talk about when I speak to people. I'm like, I'm passionate and I'm adamant about this because you have that same thought process as I had in the very
Yeah.
beginning. You're thinking
Yeah.
exactly like I thought. And I just want to make sure that you don't chase those results, because I always tell people I didn't chase those results. Those results
Mhm.
happened because I just simply opened myself up to the idea that this could help me in any way, shape,
Yeah.
or form. You
Yeah.
know,
You focused on
so
the process and not the outcome.
exactly. The process, if I can't understand the process, how am I ever going to expect the outcome?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
But
always tell people, oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
well, there's just this huge expectation, like you said, that people are going to have a million view TikTok and a $30,000 month in the first month, and if they don't, then either something's wrong with them or something's wrong with what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest problem with people is they put too much pressure on themselves at the very beginning, which you're already in enough pressure as it is in the beginning. Like 8 times out of 10, the people that reach out to me are dealing with issues like I had in the beginning. Rarely
Yeah.
do I find somebody that's successful that wants to do this, that says, I'm making more than enough money, but I want to add more. It
Yeah.
happens, but more times than not, it's like, I'm a stay-at-home parent, or I'm working three jobs. I need a change. And I always tell people is like, look, you need to enjoy this process, because if you put too much pressure on it, you're gonna hate it just as much as you hate your current job.
Yeah.
So if they if
Um,
they can do that, life changes.
what is the thing that you started doing? If you were to say, hey, this one thing transformed my business in 4 months. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's give people some tips, and let's talk about some of the things that you focused on to try to help avoid some of the distractions and pitfalls.
Um, I think my biggest thing was getting communication. Communication was my biggest thing. And look, I understand that a lot of people, they look at this, and a lot of people are already stepping out of their comfort zone when they start something like this, where they go like, well, I don't want to be in front of the camera. That's tough enough as it is, or I don't want to speak, or I don't. And half the time I always tell people, you can do this without ever showing your face in front of the camera. You can do it without ever saying a word. You know what I mean? There are ways that we are taught within the challenge or anything like that that shows us different avenues that we can go down that never require us to show our face, never even require us to say our name. But at the end of the day, people do like to put a face to something that they're trying to believe in, right?
Yeah.
So for me in the beginning stages, it was,
and I think the question you can ask yourself is, do you like to put a face to a name? Do you like, for those of you who are listening saying, well, I want to try to do this as anonymously as possible, that's fine. And as Sean said, there are those ways. And just think about it. You want as much success as possible, right? And you want that with the least amount of uncomfortability. Okay. Well, just if that's what you want, just remember, who you like to do business with. Do you like to put a face to a name? Do you like to occasionally know the person that you're sending money from? So just for those of you who are listening, just keep that in mind. But Sean, you are not ending there. You are continuing. I interrupted. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I could piggyback off that. And at the end of the day, when people go like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know how to do it. Okay, think back and think, well, what got you involved in this? What got you interested? What did you trust about this enough to move forward with it? And if I look at that, I go, okay, well, I think we talked about this last time I saw you. The first video I saw speaking about this was super sketchy. The person's video that I saw, I did not trust at all.
Oh, right. When you were out there, like on wherever you saw the first video that talked about our training here or whatever, it was,
Totally. And at the end of the day, like, I didn't know that person. I didn't follow that person. That person popped up on my Explore page. And everything that they were saying on the screen, I was like rolling my eyes at, right? But at the end of the day, I always told myself, like, what will it hurt if I just learn more about this? What will it change? Will it change my life if I don't learn about this? No. Will it change? Does it have the possibility to change my life if I do learn about this? Maybe. So it wasn't them getting me involved in this. It was me being able to move past my insecurities, click onto the next page, and then find your video. And then once I saw your video, I was like, okay, I trust this guy a lot more than whatever got me through the fucking door. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So
hilarious.
When
but
I saw your video,
that's powerful. The acknowledgement of the trust, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if we could just come back and talk about that whenever you finish this, because being a trustworthy affiliate or influencer or just person out there is something that you can help. You can be more trustworthy. So we can come back and we can talk about that. But you're thankful you got to the page and you actually heard the message and heard the sales video, right? Before you scared away.
Yes. So I had to think about that and say, okay, in the beginning stages, what I was doing, or what was I doing? I was probably doing the same kind of video style that got me somewhat interested, but it was still kind of like, man, I bet there are people looking at me feeling the exact same way that I felt about them.
Totally,
so how can I change
that,
right?
Self-awareness, man. That's great self-awareness, dude.
I would always try to get them to go into my DMs. And in the beginning stages, I was typing everything out. And I was like, oh God, and then what would happen was I would get into that mode where I'm like, man, I'm becoming the thing that I hate. Copy and paste, right? Like waiting for a response. And I was like, sounds so automated. I hated that. I absolutely hated it. So I did the thing that required more time, which was all right. Whatever. I don't care. I started doing audio messages. I am such a believer in taking this personal. It should be personal. This should be absolutely personal to you. Yes, it's a business, but if I'm going to put my name behind my recommendation, I need to stand by it. If I'm going to tell people that this car is really, really great, I need to be able to drive it. If I'm going to tell them that this training program is really, really great, I need to put myself through it. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to tell a person, hey, you should at least look at this, get the challenge, go through it, blah, blah, it's that, I need to make sure that they understand that I went through it myself. And that's something that I wasn't getting when I saw that video. That person never reached out to me when I reached out to them. And I could have easily been one of those people that said, you know what? You're not reaching out to me. You're fake. It's a scam. And I walk away. Right? Because so many people do that. And in my mind, I'm like, I can't let that happen. I need to make sure they at least understand what this is before they walk away. So my goal is very, very simple. And I think we talked about this last time. I do not have a goal of making affiliate marketers. I could care less if you want to be an affiliate marketer. One, because the training doesn't just go over affiliate marketing. It goes over affiliate marketing, goes over one-on-one coaching. It goes on scaling up a business you might already have. So I make sure that I talk to everyone and not say, I'm only going after affiliate marketing. Why? I know gym owners, personal trainers, real estate agents that could still use this training to scale up whatever business that they have without even caring about affiliate marketing. How do I get that across? I threw away all the copy and paste stuff, and I based it off a very, very personal thing. You can come to me with all the questions in the world when I say reach out to me, and I will look at it and say, look, let's put that on the back burner. Let me get to know you first. We're not even going to talk about this. What's your name? What do you do? Where are you from? What goals do you have that made you want to reach out to me? Those things alone will open up all the doors. You're muted.
What did I say that piqued your interest, right? What
Exactly.
was it? I mean, just those are questions that would make me stop and be like, wow, nobody's ever asked me this before. You're absolutely right. Whenever I ask for info or reach out to somebody in the many, many years on the internet, it's always a copy and paste message back.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you're right.
Look, those three questions alone, where are you from? What do you do? And what are your goals? Those three questions alone will automatically tell me how serious you are. I'm investing my time already to send this audio message. The amount of time that I'm going to invest in this conversation is all dependent on you, not me.
Yeah.
Right? So that 14 seconds I just spent can turn into a 10-minute response on how you do. Right? So the more time and effort that you put into that, the more time and effort I'm going to put into you. It automatically lets me know how serious you're going to take this. And it allows me to steer you towards the direction, because once again, I think people are pigeonholing themselves thinking that this is only about affiliate marketing when it's not. Those three questions will allow me to know, okay, you're a doctor.
Well, we explained that in the training, Sean. We explained that in the training, but the problem is I know you know, and that's why you just had a $30,000 month. Okay, and I'm feeling my blood boiling a little bit here, because it's everything you know is available for everybody else. But you know, the bottom line is that all the people out there who are affiliates and they just signed up to be an affiliate, and they're the ones who make us all look bad. They're the ones who have never gone through any training and just want to get to a quick buck. And while I understand your feelings of desperateness, those of you who are doing that, the reason why you maybe nobody's listening to you, or you're not getting engagement, or nobody's opting in, your email list isn't growing, nobody's buying from you, is because, I mean, I'm going to say it to you like my dad said it to me. David, you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground, and you're out here trying to be the man, basically. I wanted to go off and start my own construction company. And do you want to know, I went out, I bought my first truck that was at Gray F-150, and I went out to the very first job to bid on it. I was going to leave my dad behind, and, or not behind, but just go off on my own. And the first job, I go out there, and I'm the guy's walking me through the house. It was an investor, and I try to go grab the garage, and then it falls, and I put my hand out to try to grab it, and it cuts my hand wide open. And the damn guy who I'm giving an estimate to has to go drop me off at the emergency room. No shit. And that's what I feel like a lot of us marketers online are like. It's like we just want to go out there and be the man or be the woman. And I get it. I really understand that. And when we do that, and when we don't go through the education, when we don't, just it only takes like a little bit of time to invest to go through just our training here. And you would be armed, every single one of you. You look at it like a cost, and instead you try to avoid it and be a part of what we're doing just by kind of hanging out outside the club and like trying to sell something to people as they're coming in the club, instead of actually buying the training and going through it to learn what's inside of it, so you're better equipped to not look like I did, which was look like an asshole out there. I mean, I literally was just like, Dad, I don't want to learn about the trade. I just want to go out and sell. I just want to go out and be the man. And he was like, you go be the man, son. And, I called him from the emergency room. I'm like, dude, I just literally almost tore my thumb off on this garage door. He's like, well, can't say I didn't tell you so. He's a pretty old-fashioned guy, you know. And
he
I
lets
see
you have
that a
that
lot.
finger in the socket moment.
Yeah. And you know what? The irony is sure, there's a little frustration from me, but at the end of the day, it actually, everybody who wants to shortcut success just makes it so much easier for people like you who are out there, who have invested a bit of time to know what the hell you're talking about. I mean, if you're going to be an affiliate for Legendary and that's all, you're going to really focus on that out there, which is fine. It's not the only thing we teach or talk about how to do. But if that's what you're going to do, those of you out there, understand that we just don't teach affiliate marketing. As a matter of fact, I rarely even mention affiliate marketing on the external sales material. I mentioned freelance digital marketing because affiliate marketing has such a common terminology that a lot of people might hear it and automatically just block you out and just prejudge you and say, "Oh, I've tried affiliate, but heard that before." People are looking for something new. They want to try something that I'll never forget. I had somebody in a workshop one time, and I was teaching and talking about affiliate marketing, and I said the word freelance digital marketer, and she was like, "Oh, I like that." As if I'd like to. I like the sound of that. And sometimes and it's like, well, it's the same thing that you're doing. It's nothing. It's just you're freelancing from affiliate marketing to potentially creating your own course, to running a coaching program, or taking on a some coaching clients, or maybe doing a virtual event or a live event. Maybe you do one, maybe you do, but you're free. The beauty of this business is it does allow us to create multiple streams of income within the same business. But again, all of these things are things that so many people, Sean, and it's unfortunate because a lot of them are out there trying to do affiliate marketing, and some of them are affiliates for us, but is all they've seen is other affiliates who also, in many cases, don't know what they're doing, and it's just copycat. And then along comes a cat like you, who's like, I'm going to go through the actual training, and you just go out and dominate. And I mean, we see that a lot, actually. I mean, Andrea, I forgot her last name, but she's from Peru
or something like that.
Yeah, she's from Peru. I mean, bro, she's a beast. I mean, there's several people, and even at the last mastermind, there was lots of clear evidence. You go through the training and then you take action on what you learned. And I'm talking about like really there's nuggets in all of our training, And the majority of people won't even complete the challenge, let alone get into the blueprints. But it was real evident at the mastermind, as well as it is, right now in this moment with you, is that, when you go through our training, you are such a different marketer standing next to somebody who's just hasn't gone through anything, is confused, doesn't know which way's up, doesn't know where to start. How does that sound familiar to a lot of people? Still don't know where to start. That's a comment. Still don't know where to start. Well, if you buy the blueprints, there's an actual link that says start here. You know what I mean? I mean, and a lot of times we buy stuff and then we don't even look. So I don't know. I'm ranting here, but there's so much around what you just said, and even the fact that, remembering the person that you were exposed by, whatever affiliate that was, and how horrific they did it, but you continued on anyways. And I just wonder what comes up for you as I'm ranting about this.
Well, I will say this, like when you talk about we all take the blueprints, it's all the same information, but how we perceive it, how we take it in, and how we go ahead and distribute that's completely different. So since I started this, I have spoken with some of the top earners with Legendary on phone calls, on Zoom calls, on this and that. And the one thing that I realized is that we all have a different way of creating content, but it all stems from the same education, right? The problem I'm seeing is that the top earners are taking that same education and making it their own. But the majority of those that are failing or that are stuck are taking that tidbits of those informations, right? And they're just making it the same as everyone else. The majority, the masses all look the same. So you're not making yourself stand out by any means. You're not doing anything that's different, but you're expecting the exponential results. Right. You're not asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? How are they doing this? You know what I mean? You're just simply saying, well, I'm doing everything that this person's doing and I'm not getting those results. Why am I not doing it? Obviously, there's something on the back end that you're not realizing. And the problem is they're not going back into the training and trying to figure that out.
Or let me show you where that's at right here. I want to just show you a story that I illustrated that with. But you were about to say something else. They're not going back into the training, or you were about to say,
or they're just not simply trying to find a way to make the message unique. And this is why I made it very clear. Always try to put yourself in the position of the person that you're trying to get, because you were that person. You were. And that's what I try and keep on pounding into people when I speak to them is, I was in your position 4 months ago. Oh, you have questions about the training? Fucking ask them. I was in that position. Those questions that you're having, that was in the back of my mind. The skepticism that you're having right now, I had this exact same stuff. I went through it, and I am now a result of the products that I put myself through, right? I am not a teacher. I am still a student, but I'm a fifth year and you're just coming in through the door, that sort of deal. And I think that's the problem too, is that people are trying to be teachers when they haven't even enrolled in the fucking classes. You know what I mean? So why should I trust you? At the end of the day, you need to ask that question, not why am I not getting these commissions? Not why is this failing? It's why are they not trusting me? What is happening in that communication that is not allowing them to trust me? And if you're saying, well, I'm doing the exact same post as that person, what are you not offering? Are you not getting on a phone call with them? You don't have to, but it could help. Are you not telling them to reach out to you in the DMs? So that's my thing is, I can create the stupidest video with the dumbest hook in order to get 1 million clicks, hopefully, right? I can make the most insane fucking video. But if that 1 million clicks can get me some people to reach out in my DMs, that's where I shine. That's where I make the connection, right? Yeah. And people don't understand that. They think that clicks equals commissions. Clicks don't equal shit. If you look at my stuff, and I tell people all the time, they're like, you're only getting this stuff because you have a large following. No, my following has diminished. I said this in the last video. My following has dropped exponentially since I started this. And my viewership is down, traffic. But that's because I had a different niche when I jumped into this. It's not like I started. Yeah. It's not like I started. Yeah. It's not like I started in this and then it just went to shit. No, I went fitness and then I went into this. So of course everything's going to drop for me. Right. Yeah. But the thing that makes me stand out, you'll have people with 10,000
on the same channel. And then That's
I
right.
completely refurbished this channel, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was going to take a hit, and it still takes a hit, but now I'm starting to balance out. But you'll have people with 10,000 followers getting 30,000 views. You have a guy like me with 160 something thousand followers getting 1,000 views, and you're wondering, what am I doing different? I'm talking to these people. Like, I'm getting the message very, very clear, and I am so transparent when I speak to them in the DMs or I get on a call with them on a Zoom call. I am so transparent that they should never be able to go down a road and be like, you know what, Sean, you fucking got me, man. You tricked me. I will never have a person come back to me with that, because at the
No.
end of the day, I am so upfront about every
Yeah. Yeah.
single
Yeah.
thing that
It's
you're
better
gonna
to be
be.
that way, isn't it? Isn't
Exactly.
it? People trust
Yeah.
you so much more when you just are like so honest and
Mhm.
just very transparent. And give us some examples of what that looks like. Like, what's an example of something you're going to be honest about in there? Like,
So
really super honest that probably other affiliates are not.
So one of the biggest things that I get is like, okay, so like, let's say someone is going to make a big investment. They're at that stage and they're just like, oh, I just don't know. I don't. It's just so much, you know. And I'm like, okay, look, I've done it too. I've been there. I was at that stage, right? The things that you have to realize is that when you cross into the next level, well, hey, I'm going to take this serious. You know what I mean? And now where do I go from there? The first thing that I have people do before they even click the start here, like you were just talking about, oh, it says start here. I'd say before you even do that, get out a piece of paper and write down every single doubt that you know is going to pop up in your head. Every single thing that you're going to tell yourself that makes you want to fail, that tells you that you're not going to be able to complete this, every single thing right off the bat before you begin step one. And then come up with an answer that you know is going to go ahead and squash that. Something
Mm,
that's going to get you to the next day, right?
yeah.
So that's the very first thing, because I'm having more success than I've ever had, and I doubt myself every day, every
Day,
day,
daily.
right?
I
Right?
hear you.
I'll have, okay, if I don't have a 30,000 month this month and say I have a 20,000 month, right? I'm going to be like, oh God, is it diminishing? I only did 20,000 this month. I did a lot more last, like, really? Come on. I have to look at the bigger picture, but at the end of the day, doubts creep up on your mind no matter how successful you are. You're either going to have a fear of failure or a fear of success. And you got to go ahead and say, I'd rather have a fucking fear of success. I'm having such a great success. I'd rather fear that every single day, right? But I have them write down all the doubts in their mind. I have them write down the answer to it. And then once they have that down, I say, all right, now let's write out a realistic time frame. How long am I going to do this before I actually throw in the towel? You know what I mean? And I tell them all the time, I said, I did the list, I did a 1 year time frame. And I didn't give a shit if it went 11 months and 29 days. If I made an improvement on that last day in the 11th hour, I don't give a shit. That was my sign to say, all right, it's worked. I did it. You know what I mean? Like, let's go forward from here.
I
So,
just want to point out the difference between those of you who are listening to this and are going to use this to go make money with, and those of you who are going to prolong your success. There's going to be three things you can do with this information. For example, Sean was just talking about, what he talks about with maybe a new lead or somebody who's getting ready to actually, buy something from him and start a process. So some of you are like, well, that's great, cool information. Sean's a cool cat. Some of you are thinking, man, I really would wish I was Sean's customer and I could do that with Sean. Maybe that's what I'm missing right now. Right. That's one person. And the third person is going, wow, that's a really powerful way to speak to leads and customers. And that's a really powerful exercise. And that's really valuable. Maybe I should go and implement that. Maybe
yeah,
I should go and try that. And that's not to say that you shouldn't go and follow Sean and you shouldn't go and be a part of his life and support him and allow him to support you. And who knows where the future will take you. But in this moment, when you listen to Wake Up Legendary and these different marketers are coming off and they're giving these tips like Sean's doing right now, there's a couple of things you can do with it. And there's some of you who are still in that mentality that, it's something outside of myself, or it's someone outside of myself who's going to make the difference in my success. And there's nobody outside of your success. There's not a mentor. There's not a guru, a guy or a girl who you're going to run into who's going to be the missing person, and they're going to make everything better. As a matter of fact, Sean and many of our guests each morning probably say and do a lot of things on the show that maybe they might not have done with a customer because they're sitting here talking about it. You know what I mean? You maybe you don't do everything with every person, right? So if you're listening to this, don't think that the grass is greener on the other side. Get out of that customer mentality and get into the creator mentality. Get out of the customer mentality. This is not for customers. This is for creators. And these tips, we want you to go and use them. We want you to go and implement them. And that's just a simple little mental kind of tweak that if you're sitting here listening to Sean and you're thinking, and I could care less, go learn from Sean as much as you want, but he's giving gold away that you could be implementing today. And that's what I think is so powerful about what we do, is that there's, unlike your typical college, or I know in a lot of careers, you have to have an internship and stuff. You have to go and kind of practice this stuff. And maybe you're going to get paid for it one day. Maybe you're not. Well, any of you can go and try what Sean's talking about now, today, and make money with it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to do an internship. I don't have to sign off on your paper or sign anything or say you completed a certificate or any of that bullshit. And most certificates are just some bullshit thing that somebody invented to try to make it some industry standard that you go through and get their stupid certificate. Life coaching certificates, this certificate, that certificate, this degree, that degree. None of it matters, because there's people like Sean who just rose up like the phoenix from the ashes, or guys like me who, crawled out of a dusty construction site over 10 years ago and started slinging information products and courses. And the beautiful part was, I was not actually the one who had to do them at first. I just had to learn how to be a somewhat consistent and trustworthy affiliate. So I would love to talk about that just for a second. How can we help people look and seem and sound more trustworthy? I gave one tip, which was go through the damn training and actually, know some shit, know what you're talking about. What's something that you might suggest, or something that you did or changed and you were like, damn, that's getting me a bit more trust than I used to get?
Well, look, okay. So I said it before. If you have 10 people that are offering or that are talking about the same thing, right? What are you going to try to look at that makes you choose one of them? If they're all doing the exact same thing, you're kind of just like closing your eyes and hoping, right? But let's say one of them offers a free call and the other ones don't. Like, that one's going to be a little bit more, or a little bit better, a little bit more intriguing, right? So that's what I have to look at. And I say, like, okay, well, what makes me stand out? What makes me different? Yes, I do the audio messages. Fine. Maybe some other people do audio messages. I don't know, right? But this is something that we talk about in the training. What's your lead magnet? You want an email. Why? Why should I give you my email?
Right.
What are you giving me in order for me to give you my information? Right? So I created a free ebook. I took the training and I did a Cliff Notes version of a section of that training that I took. And I said, okay, what was I most confused on, or what did I find most valuable in that training? And how can I go ahead and just condense it and make it something that intrigues people to want to know more about that training? I am not trying to take all the training and make it into an ebook, because then I'm just giving it away for free and I'm not getting anybody to take the training. We got to show that the training has value. So I'm going to take a little bit of that training, put it into my own words, and try to explain to a person why I find value in what they just taught me and why they're going to find even more value when they take the training. So one of the things that I do when I talk to people at the end of it all, I said this before, and I make it very, very clear. I do not care if you want to be an affiliate marketer or not. My only goal is that when you make that decision, it's because you are now educated on what that is. That you can walk away from this because you know what it is, not because you haven't been told or taught what it is. And that was the biggest issue that I was seeing. That is the black eye of affiliate marketing, is that people are not communicating enough on why education is important. They are simply saying, these are my results, you can have them. Well, how do I do that? Buy this. But what is it? Buy it. I want to be that person that says, these are my results, you can have them. Well, how do I do that? Let's figure that out. Where are you at in your life? What is it that your goals are? Okay, well, I understand you probably don't have the time right now, or you still don't know if you want to do this training. Understandable. $7 is a lot for some people. I don't think so, but at the end of the day, a person will fight you for $7. So, okay, look, I have a free ebook. At the very least, I want you to at least get that free ebook. Walk away with something. Walk away with some sort of knowledge, because I guarantee you, if you read that ebook, it's going to intrigue you. Either you're going to be intrigued and you're going to want to know more, and then that gives me the opportunity to say, look, that ebook is off of the training that I took. If you think that the ebook is great, wait until you take the training. Or you're going to read it and you're going to be like, this seems like a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do this. Fine. You just made a decision because now you're educated on it, not because you're lost and no one's talking to you. If that happens, I've done my job. That's it. That was my job. My only job was to get you interested or not interested, and that's it. I don't have to sell you on something. It's not my job to sell you. All right? That's your job, Dave. No, that's your company, right? I get you into Dave's club. I'm not the one serving drinks and playing the music. Dave is. If you want to walk out of that club, it's not my fault. It's Dave's shitty music choices or his shitty drinks, right? So you have to think of it like that, where it's just like, stop trying to shove shit down my throat and just talk from the perspective of the student that you are and still are, because you are a student, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. You're just trying to say, hey, these classes are really great. I learned a lot from them. What is it? Why are you not believing me? Don't ask the person, why don't you believe me, right? Start asking those questions. Well, why would a person not believe me, and how can I get them to at least trust what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you need to get on a call? Do you need to write a book? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable value right there. And I go over that specifically in the blueprints, how to build a lead magnet, what are the different kinds of lead magnets you can build.
Yep.
Yet you're right. I mean, people, we all of our stuff tends to look the same because we just copy each other, and that's we just look at what everybody else is doing, and that oftentimes in a community becomes the strategy. Everybody thinks that's the strategy. Well, I just wake up legendary and just copy people. And it's like, that's fine. That is one way to go about it. But let me give you a little hint, those of you who are on the fence this July 4th, maybe you'll do something really nice for yourself and go and buy our blueprints. Because it's certainly not going to change my life. But I know it will change yours. And so consider that. But first, let me show you what's inside of them. This is a tiny little freckle on the pimple of a gnat's ass of what's actually back there. But how do I get somebody's trust? That's what we're talking about, right? And Sean just gave a great tip, and now I want to give a tip on that, and then we'll bring this airplane in for a landing. So this is in the section of the fishing formula in the blueprints. And this is a small section of the chum section of the fishing formula. And there's 8 sections to the fishing formula. And it's a system to be able to go through and make sure that it's essentially a system to sell anything to anyone. but it works really good for affiliate marketers. And in this, I made it specific to affiliate marketers. So chum the waters, but don't give the whole boat away. All right. So what we see out here is we see a lot of people who are, say they want to be an affiliate for Legendary. Go take right on their TikTok profile. Go take the 15-day challenge. Dave Sharpe's great. Legendary marketer, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe say they're over here promoting, this shoelace company. Or I don't know. We'll keep it information based. Maybe they're over here promoting this coaching program over here on fitness coaching. Well, this fitness coach over here, he used to do it. His name's Sean. He's fantastic. And then he found affiliate market. Anyways, whatever you're talking about, most people will go in and say the whole thing. And it reminded me a lot of when I was in network marketing and MLM. I used to go and advertise the name of the company and the product I was selling and the person who was the founder. I used to announce that just to the whole world. And actually, I thought the solution to all my problems was to put a wrap on my car, kind of like this, and actually drive my truck around as like a moving billboard for the company. And what I realized was that was the stupidest thing I could have possibly ever done, because the person who's sitting in traffic, who just looks at my big dumb wrap on my car and says, well, let me just Google that company or product and I'll do my own research. That's exactly what they did. And I got left with the bill for the car wrap, and they got a nice little chuckle at how much of an asshole I was for doing free advertising for this company while they just Googled it from the comfort of their own car. Right. I didn't know anything about trying to get somebody to give me their information, calling me, any sort of a lead magnet, just none of that clicked for me. And what a lot of people don't realize in this industry is that whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're promoting, your whole offer should be more blind than specific, at least on the front end, until you get their email address. And the reason why is because you need to brand you, not the company or the product you're promoting on the front end, for the simple reason that I just gave, that people are not stupid. They Google things every day. They go Google all kinds of things. I mean, come on, people. Don't pull up your search history. Look at all the kind of crazy shit you've searched over the last however long. People are not, it is not a foreign thing for somebody to go use that search bar. So they will use that search bar. So you have to brand you. What does that mean? Well, edutainment. I talk about that in another part of this section. What edutainment is, okay? But you want to brand you with edutainment. And again, if you tell them what it is, you can guarantee if they don't go research it, they're at least going to prejudge it, right? But at least they're going to research it. And maybe if you're an affiliate, they might find another affiliate, right? You have to get the email address, and the best way to do that is actually not by giving constant, like annoying calls to action to go and just, if you say link in bio, they're not going to opt in more because you said that more times. Like, that's not how it works anymore. The reason why people do things, people are not stupid, is because they're curious. And what this whole blind offer setup, no matter if you're an affiliate but especially if you're an affiliate, right? You don't want to give too much away. Remember this slide? Chum the waters, but don't give the whole boat away. It's sort of like when you go on a date. If you lean in for a kiss and start unzipping your pants in the first 5 minutes, Sean, how do you think that's going to go? I mean, unless you're there and it's a transactional sort of thing. But I mean, if you're there on a date, okay, if you're there on a date with a woman who you asked at a coffee shop to go out, you're going to take her to dinner, and you lean over to kiss her and drag her to the hallway and start unzipping your pants, you think she's gonna slap your face 9 times out of 10?
Probably, yeah.
And I mean, obviously we can talk about a lot of different scenarios, but I mean, come on, you guys get the analogy. It's like this whole process is about a little bit of teasing, tantalizing. It's about a little bit of curiosity. It's about a little bit of finesse. It's about a little bit of delivering value in getting them to actually like you and think you know what the hell you're talking about before you try to tell them to go do something or give you something, you know. But the most important thing from this, you know, last 5 or 10 minutes is the idea of building trust through branding you as the main, you know, as the main attractor factor, not the product or the company or the owner of the company or any of that. Let them learn about all of that after they opt in. Well, Dave, what am I going to talk about? Though, there you go. Right now we can get into now we can get into actually creating some content that's probably going to work once we've taken all that off the table, right? The whole, here's what I'm promoting, here's why it's great. I mean, that's just features and benefits. That's facts. And they sure do tell, but stories and value sells, like teaching. You know what I mean? Because if I'm teaching you, then you're learning. But if I'm describing facts and details, your buyer defenses are going up because you know a pitch is coming. I've already engaged you intellectually, so you're not even in your feelings. But again, stories, teaching, parables. Now you mix that with trending sounds and visuals that we can use from the internet. And you got Sean here who, you know, went through the training, just had a $30,000 a month, and there's a few nuggets on how to get more people to trust you. What comes up for you, buddy?
Well, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head on that one. It's you trusted the training, right? Like, because you went through it. But at the end of the day, no one knows that they can trust the training until they go through it. They have to trust the person recommending the training. Y'all, people need to stop worrying about, oh God, this is gonna sound horrible. They need to stop worrying about you, Dave. All right. They need to start worrying about themselves, because
leave me out of it, dog.
yeah.
I'm just trying to live over here. Don't be worried about me.
When you wrapped your car, I'm not going to trust your recommendation. I'm automatically going to think you're a company man, right? I'm not a legendary employee,
right?
Period.
Yeah,
like, I'm not a legendary employee.
You're third-party validation, and that's exactly what we've called it in marketing all these years. Is your affiliates and other people that are out there who offer testimonials and validation, you know, are third-party validation. That's sort of what it looks like. You're onto something there.
So you have to make that very, very clear. When you start talking about legendary, everyone's going to be like, oh man, you sound like, are you under contract or something like that? No, I'm not fucking under contract. So like, this is a huge thing that happens. People get to a certain point in the training, and then they come back to me and ask me questions, which is fine. I love that. Ask me questions. Why? Because I was where you're at. When you have those questions on that day, do you not think I had those questions on that day? Like, the only difference is I didn't have someone to reach out to. I'm that person to reach out to now, and I make it so clear. You will have questions. This will be a lot of information. You need to go ahead and make sure that you are there to answer any questions that that person has.
But now what you're doing is you're helping to facilitate additional purchases as well.
Yes. Yeah. You are the trust circle. Do you not understand? Like, I needed people to understand that. You are the only thing that is keeping this person from moving forward or not. You are that trust. You are the battle buddy, the trust buddy, wherever the fuck you want to call it. That's what you need to be.
For sure.
That is your content.
Sure. You're there. An advocate or ally, in a sense, is what you're acting as, right?
Yes.
You're like, or you're like it's like the buddy system in a sense. You know, you're acting as their buddy in the sense you're on their side and you don't want it to appear like you're on some other, like secretly you're a mole and you're really trying to convert them and get them to buy no matter what. Yeah, you're their buddy, and you're letting them know, yo, this is safe. Keep going. It's okay. Do what's best for you. This is what I did. And all that additional communication after they buy the initial product that you're offering and or doing. And sometimes people don't even come back. It's beautiful when you offer yourself. People don't, just the offer oftentimes is enough, just them knowing they can go to you. But what you're doing here, and it's so beautiful because it's towards the end, and you really have to listen to hear this nugget, man. But this is the best one you've dropped today. It's facilitating those additional upsells or premium price purchases, that if you're an affiliate, you want to connect with companies that are going to have other additional, more advanced programs that you can earn more commissions on. And by maintaining that relationship, or at least keeping that line open like you're doing, and correct anything that I'm saying if it's wrong, but by keeping that open, you're helping to facilitate those additional purchases.
Yes. Well, okay, look, and here's a big thing too. When I say that I'm honest and transparent and stuff like that, anyone else, if this was just about money, right? And people ask me questions, should I get this? Well, what about this one? What about this product? What about that? If this was about money, I would be like, get it. Oh yeah, it's such great, you know. But at the end of the day, when I went through to get the training, I didn't get every single upsell. I didn't get every single product. I got a handful of things, you know. But I can't talk about something that I never got. So I'm never going to recommend that, right? And it's not to say that I'm going to tell them not to get it. I'm simply going to say these things are very, very, they're like supplements. You know, you have a good diet and everything like that. You don't need protein shakes, but it's a great supplement. It's there to help you when you're in a bind, right? So these things are like, at the end of
Great
the day,
analogy, by the way. Great
yeah.
analogy. And don't analogy sell so well. Go ahead. I don't want.
At the
Go
end of the
ahead.
day,
Finish your
like
thought.
my main thing is to just get you through that $7 training, because I know that that has enough value in it within itself. When you start asking me about all these other things, I will be very honest and be like, look, I got these couple of things. They're very, very helpful, especially if you want to move forward and scale up. They're going to be extremely helpful. At the end of the day, you don't need them though. Well, what about this, this, and this? I didn't get those. I can't speak on them. All I know is that these are great, great supplemental things that I know can help you out, but they're not needed. All I care about is that you go through that training first. Do you not think that if they hear that and they're going to be like, well, this guy makes money off of everything I buy, and he's telling me that I don't have to buy certain things, that I just have to buy, would I not want to buy the $100? Oh, just the $7? Okay, just $7. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you need to stop thinking, when you start thinking about the dollar value on every single thing, it's going to show. You might not try to make it show. You might think that you're not having it show. It's going to fucking show. And when you stop worrying about the dollar value, the trust factor is going to be there. And when you can actually have people trust you, it doesn't matter what you recommend. You can recommend a $20,000 product. If they trust you, they are more apt to invest in that because they trust you. I can talk about the product and be like, oh, $20,000, the more value it has, it must go with the price tag. Like that sounds car salesman style, right? But if I say, look, I am a result of that product. Well, which one? Doesn't matter. I'm a result of that education. Whichever one you want to get is up to you. And you can ask me questions on it and I'll let you know if I got it or not. But at the end of the day, all I know is that I am a result of this education. And this education has allowed me to leave my job, be with my family, have over a year's worth of savings in 4 months, do this, do that. At the end of the day, do you want those things? If you do, this is how I did it. This is where I learned. And I will help you every step of the way, because I know that even though there's great value in what you're about to buy, I still know that I had questions when I was starting off. Why would I not still offer my help after you just invested in a huge thing? Do you think that makes me look better when I go, got him, and I walk away? No. That is another reason why this whole industry has a black eye, is because people do that, they walk away and they leave them and they say, good luck. Why?
Yeah, for sure.
I
For sure.
want you to succeed. Why would I not want you to succeed? Your success makes me look better because I'm trying to say that this education system works. Your success, it's my billboard to say, look,
Yeah.
I just told this person it works. They're successful. Believe me or not, we're winning and you're still spinning. You know what I mean?
We're winning and you're spinning. It's funny, dude.
Spinning around,
So
spinning around.
I want to show. Wait. Okay, I want to show people. This is your back office, and this is the
I haven't
stuff
even
that
seen this.
this is the stuff that you've bought. Like you've bought all this training.
Yes.
And that's it's rare, man. It's rare. It's rare that you actually get somebody who is putting their money where their mouth is. I have always, with affiliate marketing, and it's not mandatory that you do this, but for me, I have always enjoyed personally promoting products that I did have transformation from and that I did go through. The reason why is because I've always been a personality affiliate. I've always been the spokesperson of my own campaigns. I've never used a pen name or anything like that, and I've always used my face in my story. It's always worked the best. But the where was I going with that? No, I was just I was talking about like actually buying the thing that you're marketing, man. I mean, and that's actually owning it, being willing to put your money where your mouth is. Um I've done this in several different ways over the years. I told a story the other day about how I went to a Tony Robbins event, and my wife's sitting right here. I called her, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this big thing from Tony Robbins, and it was like 15 grand, and but I wanted to buy. For me, it was about the act of investing in myself, which gave me so much more confidence and conviction to go and market other marketing and personal development courses, which is what I've done for over 10 years. Never done anything besides that. Always sold the core 4 business model. Always been in that business one way or shape or form. And I got up on that stage, bought it, dropped 15 grand with Tony, went to a couple of the events, didn't even go to all of the events, just couldn't get to them all. But just that act of investing in myself gave me so much conviction. And I see a lot of people over the years who, I mean, yes, it's financial. They can't afford it, right? Which is, again, I don't want to minimize your pain or what you're going through, but I don't ever say that about myself, that I can't afford something. But people can't come up with the money, whatever, to buy the training, but they want to be affiliates of ours. And the challenge with that is I can't force anybody to pay to play to be an affiliate. But the challenge with that is that you lack conviction. You lack that internal conviction that you sense and that you hear with Sean that he has when he's been talking this morning. There's something that when you're asking somebody to do something that you've also done yourself, you can really look somebody in the eyes. And when you're asking somebody to do something that you've not done yourself, but you're out there making a stand every day about it, like there's a difference in running a campaign. You're not the spokesperson. We talk about doing that in Decade in a Day, and there's but if you're out there and you're verbally vocalizing or showing your face and showing up every day out there, and you're saying, hey, go do this, go do this, go do this, and you've not done it. It's not a requirement that you do, but I'm just saying there's some conviction in there that's missing because you're asking somebody to do something that you're not willing to do. And here's just something that I'll offer everybody is that it's been such a development in leadership for me to never ask somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do. And whether that's an affiliate, a customer, whether that's somebody that works here at Legendary, whether that's my children, just never asking somebody to do something. And there's so much more conviction. There's so much more trust. You combine that with what Sean was talking about, with just that honesty of, hey, look, you can buy the blueprints, you can buy that, you can buy that. Look, I don't care. I just want you. I did it. And there's the little key to that. I did it. Just keep going through and complete what you've just purchased, which is the challenge, right? And then you combine that with the conviction that you have, knowing that you have actually bought it, gone through it, done all the things that you're out there talking about. It's really a combination to get rich, period, in this industry. Because people who don't get rich are people who don't have that congruency. And what they're really, I call it, and I used to call it this in network marketing, preaching the dream and living a nightmare, right? It's kind of like that incongruency that you're preaching whatever you're preaching out there, but you're not doing it. You're living a different way. I think you combine that with everything you said today, Sean, which was unbelievable. And I think somebody's going to be a lot more well on their way to winning friends and influencing people out there, and ultimately getting people to trust you. What final thing would you add to put, kind of wrap this up for volume 2 of our series?
Look, everyone keeps on saying step out of your comfort zone or anything like that. I can't stress that enough of what that means. But for different people, it means different things. For me, the way that I would do it is, the very first thing that I would do right now is try to open up your communication. You really work on your communication. It's going to play a role in how your content's created, how you present your content, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, once again, like, you really need to take a moment and reflect and remember why you're doing this. And a lot of us, we say it's for the money, but it's not about the money. It's what the money would give us, right? So for me, I was making stupid money at my previous job, but that was taking such a toll on my life. Now I'm making money with this, and it's giving back to me so much. My other job took away from me and gave me money. This one's giving me money and giving back to me, right? So you need to remember why it is that you're doing this, and have that be the thing that you're trying to present. Have that be your message. It's not about how much is in your bank account, all right? For me, it was, I want time with my kid. I want to fix my marriage. I want to not feel like I'm going to blow my brains out. That was what it was for, right? If you can remember why you're doing this, because everything is an emotional base, right? Even getting the blueprints, that is an emotional decision. And this is why I'm an advocate on why you should get them. Dave was talking about, I can't afford them. You need to figure out what you need to do to can afford them, right? Because you're not putting yourself in a hole. You're opening yourself to a whole nother emotional window that you can present to people. Because you're asking someone to do something that you're not even willing to do. Bullshit. I will never, ever go off your recommendation. But if you are willing to walk through the fire and be in the trenches with me and show me that you're succeeding, I will be next to you every step of the way. You are someone that I can trust. And at the end of the day, affiliate marketing is all about trust. That is it. Affiliate marketing is not about recommendation. It is about trust. And that should be your number one goal. Not getting followers, not getting commissions. It is building trust. Period. Trust. And that should be your number one thing that you ask yourself all the time. Oh, I didn't get a commission. Well, where did I fail? Why are they not trusting my recommendation? Oh, I didn't get the blueprints, but I'm asking them to get the blueprints. You know what I mean? You need to figure out how you build your trust.
Yeah, start with the simple things. Start with the simple things. And look, friends, we're not, there, if you're tuning in and you can apply this stuff to any business. I mean, you really can. You can apply this to any sales and marketing scenario. You can apply this by going through our blueprints and applying it to a different niche, going through our challenge, applying it to a different. I mean, we will meet you wherever you're at and continue to talk every single day, 5 days a week, publicly with people like Sean, which this was wonderful. And dude, like Matt was sending me screenshots of what you're doing. And I mean, you're really cranking. I mean, it really, everything that Sean said, I didn't know, but I validated and verified throughout the show just on our team. And it's mind blowing, bro. It's mind, not that I was like, but Matt was like sending me stuff. This guy's on fire. I mean, you're on fire, man. You're on fire. In your earning, what you're earning is matching. It's exceeding, for Christmas sakes, which is, it's exceeding sort of your, like, you're growing, but I feel like your income's exceeding that, which is such a powerful testament of how fast money can come into your life when you focus on you.
Yeah.
And not, which everything that you said this morning is such evidence of that, especially that, which I don't want to say too much to overshadow that last piece that you just said. And so I'd like to end with that. If you're not getting sales, ask yourself, what is not trustworthy about me? Why are people not trusting my recommendations? And it's such a powerful question about self-assessment, self-awareness, self-evaluation. In if they're not trusting me, now with that question, can decide, now what can I do? Go back to the training. Watch somebody else, not listening to what they're saying, but watching what they're doing, right? There's lots of different ways that we can learn from each other. But it's such a powerful question. What am I not doing to get people to trust me? And it gives me all the focus that I need to have, which is on what I can do, not what on somebody else can do or what else I'm missing. All that shit is a distraction. What am I not doing to get? And you know what, Sean, the beautiful thing about it is that overlaps in all areas of my life. My
Mm-hmm.
wife trusts me today so much more than she used to trust me. Why? Because I figured out and worked on building trust. And that had nothing to do with how she acts and everything to do with what I do, what I say, how I act. She's no different, but she trusts me 10,000 times more today than 5 years ago because of what I've done
Mm-hmm.
and what I do every day. To this day, my kids are the same way, everybody. And it's such a powerful, empowering, forget about powerful, empowering thought. And if you feel intimidated by it, you're like, oh, wait, I can't be responsible for all my success. Just sit with it until it empowers you, until it's something that you look at and you go, thank God I got this. I've had it this whole time, son of a bitch. I could have done so much more. But who cares about the past? What can you do with that sort of empowerment today? And Sean, you're proving what you can do with that sort of empowerment today, transforming your entire life financially, all the way from marriage to kids, jobs. I mean, you're doing the whole deal, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. So let's get our volume 3, in the mix, man, and keep this conversation.
Sure. I love it. Yeah, I want to be on here all the time with you, man.
Hey, bro, I love having you, and it's really it's been really, really valuable this morning. And if any of you want to go, what would really be cool if somebody really wants to get to know Sean is scroll down through our Wake Up Legendaries is Fine episode number 1. Do you remember how many months ago we did that? Was that like what, 3 or 4 months?
That was 3 because I was just finishing my first month. I was at the end of my first month, so that was probably near the end of March.
So, I mean, just to be able to see what, and that might even be interesting for you to go back and watch.
I watch
You know,
it. Yeah,
yeah,
I
where
was
is my
definitely in an emotional state.
yeah, and see how his confidence, see how his conviction has grown, right? See how he's maybe less. I know I was full of shit when I first got started. I was just, and what I mean by that was I was just trying to be everybody except myself. If you go back and you look at my very first interview, you can go to YouTube, you can type in MLSP David Sharpe. You'll see an interview from me 12 years ago when I was the member of the month of this network marketing training program that I was an affiliate for and went through their training as well. And I finally settled in like to my authentic self, after some time. And I see that starting to happen with you. And not that you, I was younger and really, I was in my early 20s when I started in this, or my mid 20s. So, and I had just been, homeless and addicted not too long ago. So I was way out of my element. You know what I mean? I was hoping nobody was going to figure out who I really was, talk about all that trust disappearing in one instant, but I just realized all my flaws and my mess was a real message that I could use in my marketing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't at all like what I thought people were going to run and want to, oh my God, look at the dirty junkie. I don't want to, but they're like, fuck, this guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Look
Do you
what
think
he's
that
done.
they're going to trust the guy that's had the perfect life telling you that you can have the perfect life, or they're going to trust the guy that used to be a convict, went through the hard times and everything like that, and then got the perfect
Right.
life? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, it is all an act of building trust, right? Of revealing, learning how to be more vulnerable and learning how to get comfortable sharing those parts of myself, and they actually make people feel closer to me rather
Well,
than further
your
away.
struggles are your strengths. I think people need to start realizing that your struggles are your strengths. People resonate with people that are having hard times and getting across them, or rising above them.
Yeah,
You need to stop hiding your story and make that your main appeal.
yeah,
There is a reason why you got started in this. You need to share that, because you're going to find that other people are going to be like, I'm in that same situation or worse. How
yeah,
are they getting this and I'm not? What? So that then they'll start asking, what am I doing wrong? What am I
yeah,
doing that needs to change? Not, this is a shitty service and they got me. No, it's like, there are people in worse situations doing better than me. So something's happening with me and I need to
yeah,
fix that. I need to figure that out. You know what I
mhm,
mean? So
yeah,
that's what we need to, I can't stress that enough. It all starts with you. Stop pointing the
mhm,
finger and start realizing that something's going on with your message and you're not getting it out in your way. Stop trying to be like everyone else and start being you.
mhm.
I'm emotional here. Throwing my kids' shoes,
Microphone drop. Throw the shoe, break a window, throw the hat. Golly, happy 4th out there
Happy
to
4th.
Americans. And let's have a legendary Monday. Sean, thanks for coming back, buddy. Let's do it again real soon.
I appreciate you. Have a happy 4th.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, take it easy.
All right, my friends, you heard it here, saw it here, witnessed it here. Once again, the man with a plan is back. Sean, wow, what an episode. For real. That was just really, really a heater. And definitely, if you want some entertainment and some inspiration, go back and watch Sean's first episode, where he came on roughly 3 months ago, he said, and yeah, follow his journey. Yes, you helped me. You know what, Alo? You helped me today by being here, brother. Be legendary, my friends. We'll see you back here for another episode tomorrow. Get out of here. Happy 4th, Americans. Peace.